Certainly one of the most widely anticipated features in 5.10 is the switch statement, which is not called switch, but it's called switch. Let's take a look at that. We'll start by making a working copy of this new features.pl file, and we'll call this one switch.pl. And if you're familiar with any other modern programming languages, you'll know what switch is. We have to have use feature. At least we have to have the switch statement mentioned in here, but we can just use this construct of use feature : 5.10. In most languages that have a switch feature, the keyword is switch, and each of these selections is done with a case statement. And so it would look something like this. You would say switch, and you would have a variable name, and you would have some sort of a block, and you would have case and a value, and you would have some other sort of a block or indentation or something, and then you would have case and some other value, and it would work like that. In Perl, however, they went and changed the name of everything. And so switch is called given, even though the feature is called switch, called given here, and each of these case is called when instead of case. Given this, when that. It's a very nice little syntactic thing to say given and when. It's kind of a little bit more meaningful in English, but they call the feature the switch feature. This is all based on the Perl 6 work that's been going on for at least 10 years and is still not even very near to being released. And rather than wait for Perl 6, people got tired of it and they went and added it to Perl 5.10. It's just waiting for Perl 5.10 to be wide enough deployed. There's some great features here in the switch given feature, and we're going to take a look at this. There's something called smart matching, which is actually pretty cool. Let's define a variable here and start looking at this. Call this one Jimi Hendrix. And go ahead and we'll say given $S. Delete all of these and reformat this a little bit. So the $S is the selector. This is the variable that'll be tested in each of these. And we'll say when, say undef, then we will say $S is undefined. And I'll go ahead and make a few copies of this so we can do some different things with it here. When it's exactly a Jimmy, like that, then we'll say $S is a musician. And when it matches, say, a regular expression that includes Jimmy, we can say maybe a musician. Or let's say when it's a number, an odd number, we can say $S is an odd number. The default would be is something else. What's cool about this is we can do all of these different kinds of matches with this. And this is that smart matching that I was talking about. And this is new to Perl, and there are not a lot of languages that do this, or at least there's not a lot of languages that do this well. When we save this and run it, $S may be a musician, which I just spelled terribly. Fix that and fix that. Okay, save, run. Oh, that's much better. And we can take out this here, so we don't need that anymore. So you see that it didn't match undef, it didn't match this exact match to a string, and it found this regular expression that it matched. If instead I were to make this a 7, like that, and save and run, we don't get an error by trying to match it with a string or trying to match it with a regular expression. Instead, it just goes down there and it finds this numerical test, and it says $S is an odd number. So this is the smart matching feature, which is actually pretty cool, and certainly the most common. This is how the switch statement is used. Again, it's called the switch statement, even though it uses given and when and default. And it uses the smart matching feature that allows you to do a lot of different kinds of matching. In fact, there's a whole document with dozens and dozens of different ways that you can do matching, but these are some pretty good examples of how that's done. So that's how the switch statement works with given and when and default, and that's available in 5.10.